Good evening and welcome to the whiskey review. In this case, we are doing two whiskeys. We are doing the Blanton's Gold Edition versus the Blanton's Straight Whiskey Original. Now, we're each going to do side-by-side comparisons and see how they are different with and without water. So our first ones, we're going to do the Blanton's Original. So over there. No. Take one first. Take one first and smell it. So what we're going to do is we're going to test the original, this one, first, with and without water. So the one without it, and then here's the one with it. So whichever one you didn't do, put it in. Oh, wow. So the one without it has a more spicier nose, a more cherry-esque nose.
Yeah.
The one with it seems a little flatter, seems a little bit more. You're not necessarily getting the big aromas, the spice and cherry like you are with it. It's sort of mild. It's in there, but it's sort of in the back. It sort of raises a little bit, difficulty trying to figure out what is in there. But now, as the water is slowly metabolizing into the into it, the taste, though, the taste is the kicker. The kicker with the taste is, with the water, you get a lot more of the spice, a lot more of, I'm even getting a little bit of chocolate, getting a little bit of caramel. I think that plays a lot more than the one with it or without it, because here's the one without it again. And I feel that the one without it has a lot more. See, you even see my face. I love Blanton's, but I like it with a little bit of water because I feel by itself, without water, it adds a lot more of a spice kick. It adds a lot more robustness. It's a little
Gasoline?
Well, if you want to say gasoline, but I was thinking it's a little ferocious. But you add it with a little bit of water,
It's not as much of a Purell bottle.
it becomes a lot more innocuous, a lot more well-rounded. So we're gonna remember this without and this with. So my left and my right, and for you, I'll probably backwards, but now we will get to the Gold Edition, which is coming out at 51.5%. The regular Blanton's is only 46.5%. So you're looking at 93 proof versus 103 proof. So let's get our gold ones. So the thing I noticed first that's different than the one without versus these two the gold one actually smells a lot more cleaner. Believe it or not.
This is the second one.
Your face is ferocious. Your face is innocuous as well rounded. It is. Oh boy, yeah. That Mickey's one of the people that I like to come up with new words a lot, and there's somebody that's been really proud. I could have come up with a better adjective than that, but they basically seem to have been inspired by me with my everyday words. I did it today. I haven't done it for a few days, but I'm trying. I try to come up with a new word every day and post it to Facebook and Twitter for people. So anyway, getting back to this, which is this guy, and this, which is this guy. I feel like the gold one, it has the smell I'm getting is more of an alcohol smell. It's not like a peppery smell like this one has, or it's not as a spice smell. Like this one, I feel is a lot more in your face. So this smelled a lot more benign than the other one. And then when you drink, holy God. Well, this is a higher proof. So, but so now we got this one with the water. Have you done your water yet? Yeah, you have.
I have not done my water for this one
Okay,
yet. No,
so
I'm going to.
this
now.
one with it, this one without it. Think, Ryan, think. Yes, I will think. There's been a lot of people that have joined this one, I think, because they see I'm doing Blanton, so. Oh my gosh.
What?
There is a distinct Have you smelled the one with it? The one with it. The one with it, I get. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like almost like a citrus, like a lemon. A lemon. Oh, dare I say it? Like grapefruit sort of smell from it. Or the one without it. It's kind of like just a clean alcohol scent. Like he mentioned Purell earlier. I mean, not that I'm necessarily getting Purell, but I'm getting that sort of sanitation smell. So let's go ahead and try without it. Let's go ahead and try with it.
That's easier going down.
It is. The one with it. The one, and wow, that is, I'm getting vanilla. I'm getting caramel. I'm getting a little bit of citrus. Where's the one with it? Or without it, excuse me, without it. It's a big alcohol burn, but the thing I find surprising between the two of these is, even though this guy is a higher proof than this guy, I feel that the original is a little bit more, it's a bit more harsh going down
Than the gold.
Than the gold. I think, and I feel that the difference between here, we're going to compare without. So without gold, without original. Without original, yeah, I feel like there's a lot more pepper, a lot more spice. There's a little bit of, almost dries your mouth out in a way. the gold without water. You see, I feel like the difference between the two is with this, the burn comes from the spice. With this, the burn comes from the alcohol. I think this one, the gold one, overall is a lot more smoother. So it's a lot more approachable. The original, I mean, I love the original, but I feel like, comparing without the water, the original is just so, oh my God, it's just so in your face that you're just like, I have to add water to it, which comes down to comparing with water, the original, to without water, the gold. So with original, again, I still feel you get the pepper burn, but it's not as open. There's a lot more characteristics coming into it, like that chocolate, almost like a mellow chocolate that just kind of melts in your mouth, that just sort of makes you want to salivate. With water gold edition, again, I feel like it makes it a lot more approachable, but I feel like it really takes away from what you would want to expect without it. So here are my thoughts. I love Blantons. I have all the horse heads, by the way. If you don't know about Blantons, but they all spell out Blantons, Blantons. There are two N's. The second N has, you think it'll be a parentheses, but it's a colon, which is weird. But here you might be able to see it. See the N there? Yeah. So I have all of them, and actually I got really lucky because the original L that I had, the jockey's head came off, and then my coworker was able to bring this back for me from the cruise he was on in St. wherever. And lo and behold, he brought this back for me, and it has an L on it. So I got to replace my L with an L. But anyway, narrowing it all down, I love Blantons. These are the only two editions I have tried. If any of you will happen to have any others, I'll be more than happy if you would send me a sample. You don't have to send me the whole bottle, but if you want to send me a sample, feel free and go ahead and send me a sample. Tell me which edition it is. If you want to send me a bottle, that's great, because then I could do a whole 3. Oh, and by the way, this is Queechy. I was going to involve her in tonight, but they're pretty empty here. But anyway, she can hold her whiskey and her bourbon and all that, and she's tried all these, and she just loves them. So I'm already going to say that her decision is final. She loves them all. So now it's our decision. So without gold, without original. The without, I am going to give this a, I got one more sip left. I'm going to give it an 89 out of 100. With whiskey, I'd like to do out of 100. I'm going to give it 89 out of 100. I feel like this is just a whiskey. A bourbon, you really need to add a little bit to it. Either if you want to add ice, if you want to add water. I just feel that, this by itself is a little too, a little too ferocious. It's you really need to add water, and then it'll become innocuous. Big words I'm using. So with a little bit of water, it goes up tremendously. It goes up to about a 93 out of 100. And why not? Why not more than that? You may ask, Ryan, why isn't it more than 93? Well, I think for something to be absolutely perfect, there needs to be absolutely so much that can go into it. And I feel there's only so much that a whiskey can do to make it 100%. I mean, there's really no such thing in my mind as 100% unless if it's at its potential. Now, whiskey's already been aged. It's not going to get any better than this. This bottle, it doesn't matter. If I never opened this bottle and I kept it behind my bar for another 10 years, it's not going to taste any different than it did from when I bought it. People like to think, I got this 18-year-old scotch I want to save for a special occasion. And that's fine if you're going to save it for a special occasion, but if you're thinking that it's because, it's going to be better 10 years from now when my son or daughter turns 21 and I want to celebrate with them, it's already been aged. So if you already have a 30-year-old scotch, in 10 years from now, it's going to be a 30-year-old scotch. So whiskey's already been aged. It's not going to get better. In fact, once you open it, if anything, not that it's going to go bad like wine, but over time, it's going to lose its flavor. Alcohol, now that you've opened it, it's going to dissipate throughout time. So once you open it, be ready to drink it. Anyway, so going back to why isn't it a perfect score? Like I said, I think it takes a lot for anything to be at its prime time, to be bottled at its prime time. And I think with Blanton's, at least with this batch, different batches have different profiles. With this batch, I've had other batches that I can definitely tell the difference. This batch, I think there was something a little bit that threw me off of this batch, with this particular one. I don't know. I feel like it just sort of with the water, it sort of opened things up, but then died real quickly. Without the water, I just felt like, oh my gosh, this is a little too rough for me. Anyway, now we're going to with. I'm sorry, I keep getting with and with. So with for this guy, the original. The gold. I'm sorry. See, I'm looking in here and everything's backwards for me, so forgive me. I'm a little bit confused because I'm trying to look. It's like looking in the mirror. So with for the gold. Actually, I should do it the other way. Let's do it without. Without for the gold. Like I said, I really just get the alcohol burn. I don't get a spicy burn necessarily like I do with the original. I just get an alcohol burn, but it is a lot more smoother. It's a lot more. I want to say it's a little bit more sweeter. It's a lot more going down. Like I said, what I get more is the alcohol burn versus the spice burn that I get from the original. Now with the water, again, I feel like there's that citrus note that comes up for some reason. little bit of grapefruit, a little bit of lemon. I don't know what, but I like it. But the thing is, the big difference is, without the water, the gold edition, I give a 91 out of 100. So without the water, 91 out of 100. With the water, probably the best rating of all of them, and I give it a, oh man, do I dare do a point system here? Man, I hate doing point systems.
Oh, I already was gonna do something point something.
I'm gonna do a 95.5. 95.5 with water. I think with water for most whiskeys makes it that much better. And I feel like with the gold one, for me, I feel like it brings up this little citrus note, this little at least for me, I am getting this grapefruit note, but it's not a harsh grapefruit note. It's just like this minor little grapefruit citrus note in the back that's just really nice and refreshing. Just think of a nice hot summer day and you're just like, oh, I want some nice grapefruit fruit. That's what I kind of get after this. So all in all, my favorites of these all, Blanton's Original, I love you so much, but I think the winner of tonight is Blanton's Gold Edition with a cap, half a cap full of water. Doesn't necessarily need to be Deer Park, but cap full of water, and I think Gold Edition with it definitely exceeds number one. And I'm going to let my friend here, Sean, who hasn't really spoken a word, but as you all know, most of my reviews, he just sits there and just kind of nods his head and lets me do my thing. But I'm going to let him have his say, and I'm going to let Quincy here drink a little while he says what he has to say. So say what you have to say, Sean. Comparing between with and without for original.
Po-ruski, po-angliski.
In English, please.
I don't sure.
Sorry.
So yeah, I think what it comes down to. Do you want me to do this as a for this type of whiskey? Or do you want me to do like just overall like anything that I know about like alcohol in general?
Yeah.
So if I'm doing a whiskey, okay. I'm not sure because I haven't had too much. And this is really one of the first ones I ever know. So 75. And if I'm going to be doing compared to different liquors I've done before, I'm going to put this into 4 because my palate is not up to par. Maybe that will change. Maybe I'll grow to love whiskey in the future, but just as somebody that's walking out on the street that doesn't know a damn thing about whiskey, and probably it's not a pleasurable experience. It's not like a it honestly tastes. I can't taste anything in it. My palate isn't trained, so that comes down to like a 37.2 versus a 45.243. I can tell you it was a lot more pleasurable. I think I like the gold better. And after a while, after the burn goes away, a little bit, I can down it and it's okay. But I thought the gold was a lot more tolerable with water than not the gold. The original blend was more tolerable with the water so that was very interesting.
And that I don't want to cut you off. I want you to finish. I want you to finish your thought.
Oh, that's basically.
And I don't care how long this goes on for, because people like seeing us do our reviews together, and that's the thing with a lot of people who are just getting into whiskeys, whether it be bourbon, rye, Scotch, Irish whiskey, Jamaican, or not Jamaican, well, maybe Jamaican whiskey. I don't know if there is Jamaican whiskey. If there is, send me a bottle. Irish whiskey, Japanese whiskey, Canadian whiskey. You know, a lot of people do start off with either cubes. Actually, I started off with a cube or two, and now I progressed to just a half a straw full of water, or in this case, a cap full, because I feel like when you really want to try to see the differences, and in my opinion, there are times where I think water does definitely take away the flavors. I think Irish whiskeys, if you add water to it, it definitely makes it taste not what it's supposed to taste. So in my opinion, if I ever do an Irish whiskey for you all, I will probably do a side-by-side comparison, but I will probably be on the side of without water for Irish whiskey. Same thing probably for Canadian whiskey or Canadian rye. But I mean, that's a lot of thing that a lot of people do. They like to start off with some sort of, how is this not going to kill my palate? How am I going to get through this without coughing up a lung? So adding an ice cube or two, adding water is really helpful. And I am in no way discouraging that. I do that all the time when I try whiskeys out for the first time. And then sometimes for the second time, because sometimes I'll go to a whiskey and I'm like, I don't really remember how I like this, if I like it with or if I like it without. So I'll go back and I'll try it and I'll be like, you know what? I like this a little better with water because it brings out this nuance, this flavor that I like that it doesn't with it. Or sometimes I'll be like, whew, no, that was a bad mistake. If I get this again, I'm just going to drink it as it is. So, in no means, do not, the number one rule of whiskey, and I'm part of this whiskey group called Whiskey Tribe. So shout out to them. I'm going to post this video and hopefully they'll see it. I'll let them know that I posted it. But the first rule of whiskey is, what is a good whiskey? Well, a good whiskey is the whiskey that you like to drink the way you like to drink it. And that's all that it comes down to. The best whiskey for each individual is different. So whatever whiskey you like and however you like to drink it is your best whiskey. That is the best whiskey for you. So with that being said, continue on. Finish your thought.
Oh no, I really don't. Other than what I was saying, then no. And thank you for the encouragement.
That you're really new to it, and
so eventually after putting like half water in it, we'll get to the point where I won't need all that half water anymore. But I want it's good to, I guess, starting off with that's good, and I can't I'm not there yet. Yeah, no, it's just you're learning different things and trying to take different experiences, and I think everybody should do that. Life lessons.
And I do want to mention this. Sean's been in here with different wine reviews and a couple whiskey reviews, and I think you can all agree that he has gotten better. His palate, especially with wine, has gotten more improved. With whiskey, it's diminutive, but he's definitely gotten. He has increased with that, and I think as we continue to do wine reviews and whiskey reviews, and as he's here, please give him a thumbs up. Please give him support. It only. It's an encouragement, because I really like You all know me by now. I like to drink, but I like to drink with friends, and I like to drink with, it'll be one thing if I just sat here and did a wine review by myself, which I do a lot of times, which I don't mind. I've got my friends here with me. I know they're inanimate, so don't think I'm crazy, but it's nice when I can have someone come in and sort of have their say of what they think. And the more that they're able to know their palate, the more that they're able to recognize, okay, I get this from this, so next wine, it's like, okay, our whiskey. So that really helps me out. And I think that helps, definitely Sean out. So I think, on YouTube, please give a thumbs up for Sean. He's still what I would consider. I think he's past the newbie phase. He's been in quite a few reviews with me for wine and whiskey. So I think he's sort of at that intermediate, I would say the amateur to intermediate range. He's not necessarily intermediate, but I think he's better than an amateur. I think, he kind of nailed it straight on when he said he thought the gold, was a little bit better. When he mentioned even the original being more tolerable with the water, I feel like he got that straight on. So again, please show some love to Sean. There you go. He's just putting making it so he can just drink it. Oh, there he goes. I'll do mine.
It's probably the most whiskey I've ever drank, ever.
But that's how you get better. You only get better by doing it more. And he's one of my best friends, so I like it when he comes over. So like I said, show some support. So from here on out, when we keep doing these reviews, either if they're wine reviews or whiskey reviews, that not only him but me, I get better, he gets better, and we both can learn off each other. Maybe there'll be one time where he'll just be like, dude, do you not get this whatever? And I'll be like, and that's my dream. I dream of a day where he smells something or he tastes something and he's just like, hey, I get this. And I'm just like, you're good.
Actually, I got a question. Did you get the alcohol flavor?
From which one?
From either of them? Did you get the? Did you get the burning sensation?
Well, no, but he raises the interesting point, which I already mentioned earlier. The original one, I got more burning because of spice and toastiness. With the Acid Gold, I got more burning sensation from alcohol. So if you got burning sensation because of the alcohol in the original one, good for you, man.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, you're talking about the original one. I got one of them. You were talking about the peppery taste.
Yeah, that was the original one.
But the other one, not as much of the peppery taste.
Yeah,
it was more just like full force.
Which is kind of funny because, well, I don't want to be redundant, but one last point: the original one, you get more of a spicy taste. The gold one, you get more of an alcohol burn. You get a burn on both of them, just completely different. Anyway, this video has gone on pretty long time. It's probably my longest review ever, but it's because we were doing side by side. So hope you enjoyed this. If you did, if you're on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please show some love for Sean, love for Queechy, and all my other friends that you may have seen throughout the reviews. And we will see you in the next video. All right. we're out of whiskey, but cheers.
Dos to done, yes,
Bye.